Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and firstly thank you to everyone who has been watching my videos and commenting and interacting. I'd very much appreciate it if you could subscribe for more chatty planner content. Thank you. So I wanted to talk you through a couple of changes. I change up my planners week on week depending on what's working for me. So I wanted to talk you through my professional planner and a few changes that I've made. So I recently purchased some accessories from Cloth and Paper, like the page flags and some of these square flags. I had lots of these square page flags and was only using them for, marking out labels on my dividers, but I've realized that they actually function as small sticky notes. So once you use the Unipin pen, which is an oil-based pen that can write on transparent material, these are fine to use as small sticky notes, which is something of a revelation to me, which means I can now have nice little notes in my planner whenever I need them on a small area. So don't forget to call, for example. So I thought that was a nice little hack. I'm going to start using more of these page flags. As you can see, I have a number of them here from Cloth and Paper. The green one is particularly nice. So yeah, I just thought that was a little tip that I hadn't realized until now. So I'm storing those here in the front of my planner. Okay, so I've been going back and forth about what I wanted to use the A5 contoured planner for. Did I want it for my personal planner or for my professional planner? And I keep coming back to using it as my professional planner because I like how it matches with my main work planner, which is my Happy Planner Classic, in the same cover. This is my workhorse of a planner, and it stays at home on my desk and is used to its fullest potential. So I like having my work system matching, so therefore I'm sticking with it as the professional planner. So a couple of small changes. So I've added in a different glass inbox over this capacity to do dashboard. I just like how this all looks. And I've also added the inbox and outbox bottom tabs. So how I'm making this work, because I know a lot of people struggle with how to use the inbox and the outbox, but I think I've found the perfect system. So my inbox at the front, of course, is where I place any sticky notes that I want just to move into my planner later on in the day. But then the bottom tabs, so the inbox bottom tab brings me to my inbox, which is my to-do sheets, my capture of everything that I need to do. And I have this split out into two sections: HR and learning and development, and health and safety and facilities at the back. So that's my inbox. In here, every task that I need to do at some stage gets captured in the inbox. My outbox tab then brings me to my project section. So my outbox is what I've taken this week from my inbox list and that what I'm currently working on. So therefore it's in my outbox. As it's outgoing, it's being worked on, or it's nearly complete. So I think I finally made that work for me and made best use of the inbox outbox system. Of course, these inbox and outbox tabs are so nice that I now need them for my Happy Planner Classic and for my personal and college planner. So I have that order on the way. Okay, so then I have my year at a glance behind this clear Filofax tab. This is really handy for just referencing or counting weeks. And then you move into my weekly horizontal overview. So someone had asked me in the comments, what is the difference between my professional planner and my Happy Planner Classic work planner? So I'll give you a look. This is last week in my professional planner. I have the horizontal weekly. It's a smaller space, and literally what I capture in here is my appointments or my meetings. And what I'm also going to do is keep this as a look back, because we're often asked for quarterly reports to tell, you know, what HR or the people team have been working on for the last quarter. So by having all my important meetings and appointments in here, I can just look back at a glance and tell exactly what I was working on that week or that month. Whereas in my Happy Planner Classic, if I go to the weekly, last week, for example, you can see it is quite used. Not as neat and tidy, but it's a running checklist every day of everything that I'm working on. Of course, I add sticky notes as well, and sometimes half sheet to-do lists go in here. And then this is next week. I've just cleaned it out for next week and started afresh. So you can see this is really more detailed daily planning, whereas this is a snapshot of my week. And it's been working really well. So I'm going to continue on with that system for February, March and April anyway, and see how it goes. I also have the daily sheets in here should I need more space when I'm in the office. So having just a couple of daily sheets added will give me that extra room if I need it. So then my sections at the back then are notes, to do, projects, reference, meetings planners and bits and pieces. So in here I want to keep handy information that I have to reference all the time and that I need with me in the office should I be away from my laptop, for example, and not be able to look up this information online. Things like rest breaks, annual leave carryover, drivers rest breaks, different statutory entitlements and duties that we have as employers that you might need to quickly reference that you would be asked on a daily basis by employees. I have some meetings planners, for example, which I don't have in my larger work planner, because at home I can just take notes, you know, as the meetings occur. When they're over Zoom, I can record or transcribe the notes, whereas sometimes when I'm in the office I will need a meetings planner for that. So there is some subtle differences, but I really want to keep this as my professional on-the-go planner. I think it just looks absolutely beautiful and is working really well. So while there is some overlap in maybe to-dos and that, I really find the two planner system for work really working. So I'll just give you another look at the Happy Planner Classic. So like I said, I will be adding the inbox and outbox tabs, but my inbox again is just a quick place to capture any rough notes or any phone numbers or email addresses or something that I grab on the go that I need to file later. My outbox then will be my quarterly overview, the projects I'm working on. So again, I'll have inbox for capturing incoming tasks, outbox for what I'm actually working on at the moment. I then have the daily CMPs, and brings me to the weekly section. Now my sections are a little different at the back here. So the first section is lists, and as I said to you before, I keep blank notepaper in lists, and I've added this bottom tab for notes and reference. So any notes that I want to keep or need to reference for a while can stay in here. My project section then is where I capture all of the projects that I need to work on this quarter. I have another glass inbox in here just for sticky notes, and again I snapshot all of upcoming projects in here. Then project planning is different, because again, once I take a project from this sheet, I'll move on to a more detailed project management sheet to actually map out the tasks and the timelines and the deliverables and all that. Okay, so it's working really well. Then I have finance, goals and miscellaneous at the back. As you can see, it has elements that are similar, but they're both used differently, and it certainly isn't confusing me or, making me forget anything, because they are kind of different in how I use them for work, but it's really effective at the minute. And I think it's just as well because HR is the type of job where there's so much to remember, or the variety or scope of what you could be working on is so broad that you just need lots of reference sections, lots of to-do lists, lots of project sheets. So having a two planner system is really working. So I will see how it goes for a couple of months, and then I'll check back in with you guys and let you know how it's going.